Okay. Okay. Okay, to do that. Okay, so and I had this cute picture, and it was about had French fries on there. Some, it was actually some Wendy's fries, but it was some good fries on there. And sorry, I'm like snuggled up in my big comfy chair, a huge chair. So it had the fries on there, and I was like, this would be a good time to talk about diets and stuff like that, and what did it consist of, and because it's the new people are dieting, they are trying to get back on track from week. Okay. um so a lot of people are, they're coming up, they're doing the fad diets, they're coming back in, the 10 cleanses, detoxify things, foot detoxifies, all different types of things. um and it's a good reason, because some people, you want to have a balance, you want to be back in alignment. That's one way to get your body in line. However, some people just fail to realize that we are not just on this physical plane, we are spiritual beings. And when you come in contact with people, or you're dealing with people, you want to make sure that you are not only physically um, able to adapt, not only to adapt, but to face certain situations when they come your way, mental situations that might stress you out, that might overexcite you, might um send your emotions on a roller coaster, or might take away something. So you want to have that balance. And for me, some people do a lot of things, but was to get myself um in the word, and that's what saved me. And just like exercise, when you exercise, you are putting your muscles and your body parts to use, so that they can be a better use to you in the future. It's not dealing with the past, or not necessarily a present, other than you exercising. You exercise for the future. And that's the same thing when you think about when you eat. When you eat food, if your diet is potato chips and french fries and burgers all the time, chances are you are not going to get all the nutrients that you need, or oh, excuse me, or things just might not sit into place. So and when I say sit into place, like your clothes might fit snugly, or you just might have to get a bigger size, or you might have a little bit of love handles, or you might have a little saggy tissue, or puffy tissue, or you know, um, a lot of things. And that's the same thing with your mental and your spiritual. If you don't take time to relax and to get yourself aligned spiritually, this is going to happen. Whatever you put in is what you're going to put out. A person who exercise all the time, and they're, very health conscious, yeah, they might binge eat, but for the most part, they eat very clean and very, I won't say healthy, nutritious. Because people use healthy, and you could say I eat healthy and you eat garbage all day, but then you eat a salad, and a lot of people say, oh, that's healthy. Or you eat a salad with a whole bunch of croutons and ranch and cream and all this other extra stuff, which would be almost equivalent to the burger. I that's just kills me, like, when people do that. But that's the same thing what you do with your spiritual self, with your spiritual body, with your spiritual man. If you don't feed it, it's not going to be strong enough when it gets attacked. It's not going to be strong enough or durable enough to withstand or withhold what's coming against it. Okay? Just like a physical body or a physical diet, it's a lot of things. Your mental, your willpower, your stamina, um uh, excuse me, with the body. When people exercise, what comes against it? The weather, the wind, the muscle, the endurance of the muscle, the endurance of the mind. That's the same thing when you're dealing with your mental. And a lot of people don't understand that when you do any kind of diet, whether it's or any kind of just about anything, you make a decision to do anything, it starts off mental, it starts off spiritual, then comes mental, then physical. But we tend to think of, since we see physical, turn this in there, we tend to think of it backwards, and that's not the case. So yeah, you want to keep that in mind. um like I said, I took a lot of time to read the scriptures. It was something that I really like and I enjoyed. But like I said, when I came through these hard times, because I see a lot of people who, if you look on here, they talk about the craziest things, especially this whole narcissism thing. That's why I don't really, well, I do talk a little bit about it. I do, but I try not to focus on it, because if you do, then you don't understand the underlying meaning. Like, there's no reason. It's a reason why that happened to you. It is a reason why it happened to you, and if you focus on that, why it happened to you, and making sure that whatever it was that you work on that, then you will get better. So, if you feed your spirit man with garbage, you're gonna be tuned out with garbage. It was a lot of people who I was around when I went into these shelters, and I was going through what I was going through, and they was wondering why I was prevailing and they weren't. Okay, and some of them had better opportunities, better avenues, but it was because I had God. Okay, I don't want anybody to like, and I'm not trying to deter anyone. I'm telling you what happened for me and how it saved my life, how God saved my life through this. If you don't feed your spiritual man and you think you're fighting this battle because you see a physical being there, and you think that this is a physical thing, then you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Okay, so it's mental, it's spiritual, mental, physical. Okay, always remember that: spiritual, mental, physical. Okay, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is to deal with it in the spiritual realm, and you're going to have to feed the spirit man and not the flesh. Okay, so when you think about getting angry and going back at them, there were times that I wanted to do that, but you cannot operate out of that. I promise you, it's not going to be for your best interest. And people who operate out of it, it's a low vibration. Like, you're not going to win. They like that low levelness. You have to accelerate and go in and fight into the plane that is actually in. So make sure you have that. I think that is about it. I know I was kind of hesitant to talk about it, but I just felt the need of it because it's a lot of people that come on here and they talk about narcissists and narcissism. And then when you notice, like, I promise you, it is a thin line between um empathetic person, a codependent person, and a narcissist. Okay, it is a very, and sociopaths, narcissists, sociopath, it is a thin line. Your freaking therapist will tell you that when you go, because I had to go. It is a thin line, and some of these people is very, sometimes it's very, if they're very skilled at this and they've been doing it for years, which most of them have. So don't feel bad about it. I felt really, really bad and everything. Don't feel bad about it. They've been doing it for a long time. um they know how to hide. They know how to, and what they've been doing. So um don't look at everyone who is saying all that stuff, and this is steps to get rid of a narcissist. If they tell you anything how to deal with this in a physical way, yeah, it's going to work short term. Okay, but guess what? And I tried it myself. I'm telling you this from my experience, and you can try it yourself. I'm not knocking you if you do. You have your own judgment, you have your own mind to think. God gave you your own mind to think, but this is what I'm telling you from my experience, how I overcame. Okay, I'm overcome by my testimony. Okay, um the only way you will try to do that, and they'll tell you these coping mechanism, and it did not work for my good, I promise you. Like, it was good for a second, and then it got worse. So what you need to do, I reverted back to what I knew, and that was to deal with it in the spiritual realm. So feed your inner man, feed your spiritual man, okay? Greater is he that is in me than he that is of the world. If you don't feed it or you neglect it, you're not going to be strong enough. So try as much as you can, and I promise you, God will do the rest. If you can't even think about scriptures or anything to attack, just say, God, help me. God, guide my thoughts, my tongue. There were people who did not know, and I'm not telling you to be no Bible thumper or nothing like that, because that's not even me. But I know for a fact there are people who did not know the Bible, who could not read. They heard of, like, people were telling them about the Bible and they knew it's true. Their heart rang. Stuff, it ignites you. It ignites you. So, and that makes you go harder. You have to feed that inner man, that inner spirit. I just dug in my nose. That's kind of gross, but whatever. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. I know that was kind of like outlandish and a little bit different, but I have to speak the truth, because I'm going to have to answer to God one day, and God is going to ask me. I don't want him to ask me, why didn't I do something, and I didn't do it, and I didn't have that opportunity, but it was burning on my chest and it was burning on my heart. There are a lot of people out here who are acting like they are like gurus, like, and they are the biggest narcissists you ever want to know, okay? Because some of the biggest narcissists that I met, and I met her quite a bit, okay? Anytime you're dealing with servant, you're gonna find them, okay? It tells you in the Bible, when the apostles was there and the disciples was there, guess what? And the devil was right there with them. He said it was right there with him. When all them people was doing all that other stuff, and the 12 disciples, was there, who was there? Betrayed him. The devil's son always there when you're doing something good. When it's something negative, of course you see him there, But yeah, dealing with this whole thing with narcissists, or not even narcissists, toxic people, you just have to be aware. You have to be aware, and you have to deal with it properly to properly get rid of it. Not to have some kind of, I've turned around now, I went through this thing and now I was homeless and now I've got our own place. I had to deal with that. And guess what? It didn't work too long until I dealt with it in the spiritual realm. Until you get free. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. And that's SON. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people out here who are leading people astray, who really want to know the truth, who have been hurt, who have been neglected and abused, and they're going out and they're coming in and they're trying to hear truth, and they're sitting on assignment to misinform and disengage them out of the truth, okay, and lead them astray. Don't fall for it. Feed your spirit man. Feed your spirit man, and God will take care of the rest. If you don't even know how to do it, just ask God to help you to do it. And to lead you from anything that is distracting that's not of him. He will do it. And believe it, he will do it, okay? He will do it. I don't give a care if it looks like it's gold, because this is how they get you. It looks like it's right. They saying all the right words, but something from behind the scenes ain't right, okay? That's how a narcissist does, okay? And they in every walk of life, I promise you. But if you keep that up and you feed your spirit man, you'll be able to not only outlive it, but you're going to overcome it, and you're going to triumph over it, okay? You're going to use that, and you're going to triumph over it. You're going to be treading on them. You're going to be stumping on them. The people who were stumping on you, you're going to be stumping on them. So, yeah. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Yeah. I'm not even going to say if it offends you, then change the station. This is just some real stuff that I need to get off my chest, because like I said, I got to answer to God. So hopefully something I said or done